Greetings, nerdlings, and welcome to AmalgamNation presents World of Loreccraft, Citycraft, Dalaran edition. Dalaran was one of the original city-states founded during the Arathorian Empire. Since its inception, the city has served as a hub of magical knowledge and experimentation in Loreccraft and the world. A multiracial wizards council called the Tor ruled the city for centuries, overseeing Dalaran from the Violet Citadel, a great slender spire in the city's heart that housed the most extensive libraries and greatest laboratories in the world. The traitor Prince Artus laid siege to Dalaran in the Third War. He murdered its citizens, including the great Archmage Antonidas, and broke into the city's heart. His ally, the Lich Kel'Thuzad, then summoned Archimonde, the Burning Legion's leader. Archimonde wielded foul magic to topple the city's towers and sunder its walls. Shortly after Dalaran's fall, the undead abandoned the city to the wind and mist. Months later, a resistance force led by the surviving Dalaran wizards arrived and laid claim to the ruins. Pulling their magical power, the wizards covered Dalaran in an opaque magical sphere. It was unknown what occurred beneath the dome, and the wizards warned others not to get too close. The second city of the nation of Arathor, Dalaran, was founded in the lands northwest of Strom. Many fledgling wizards and magi who left the restraining confines of Strom behind travelled to Dalaran, where they hoped to use their new powers with greater freedom. These new settlers used their knowledge to form the enchanted spires of the Violet Citadel on Cross Island just outside the city of Dalaran, and revelled in the pursuit of their studies. The citizens of Dalaran built up a bustling economy under the protection of their magic-using defenders. Yet as their numbers and influence grew, more and more magi practiced their arts. The fabric of reality around Dalaran began to weaken and tear, allowing demons of the Burning Legion into the world. These invaders caused havoc in the streets and countryside of Dalaran, despite the efforts of the Magocrats, the ruling Archmagi, to deal with the problem. Fearing revolt and military action from Strom, the rulers of Dalaran turned to the High Elves. The elves were able to determine that the demons which had been summoned could be dealt with, but a more permanent solution was needed. The Magocrats entered into a deal with the Convocation of Silvermoon, and the Order of Tearsfall was founded. Under the vigilant watch of the Order, Dalaran became the chief centre of learning for magicians throughout the land. The Magocrats founded the Tor, a specialised sect and ruling council that was charged with cataloguing and researching every spell, artifact and magic item known at the time. During the Second War, Dalaran pledged to support the alliance of Lordaeron and gave large amounts of aid, mages and sorcerers to the war effort. It was home to the Four Towers, sanctum to the land's greatest sorcerers. The city was ravaged by the Horde, but was able to rebuild to its former glory. It was later attacked again for the Eye of Dalaran. Before the Third War, the Violet Citadel was within the city. Dalaran was the home of an incredibly large library of books and tomes, in addition to many of the greatest sorcerers of the day, including Archmage Antonidas, Khadgar, Jaina Proudmoore, Arugal, and Kel'Thuzad. It was also the site of the vault where the staff of Medivh Atiesh was kept after the Master Mage's death. However, after the Scourge was unleashed upon the land, one of their primary targets was Dalaran. The city was defended by Dalaran Guard Towers and Archmagi, but was ultimately destroyed following the summoning of Archimonde to Azeroth. The great demon single-handedly laid waste to the city by creating a magical effigy out of the dust, which he then crushed. the mighty towers of Dalaran fell simultaneously. Soon after the defeat of the Burning Legion, however, Alliance forces under the command of Grand Marshal Garthos regained the ruins of the city. Some refugees from Loreccraft eventually made their way there as well. However, large swaths of the city were now controlled by bandits, rogue wizards, and demons. The surviving Magi of the Cairn Tor later returned with the intent of rebuilding and erected a large magical time and space distortion field around the city to ward off a new attack while they slowly regained their strength. The shield was opaque and completely impenetrable by any known means. Relations with other kingdoms. Dalaran has been an independent nation since some point after the Third War. Dalaran considers all Alliance nations to be their allies. They are officially at war with the Scourge, although they have driven the Scourge far enough away from their borders for this to not be a real war any longer. Dalaran is also opposed to the Syndicate. They openly support war with the Karaji of Silitus. The Violet Citadel does not support the Scarlet Crusade openly, but accept their movements and operations as long as they continue to cause disorder among the undead. Until recently, they were in open war with the Forsaken and did not have dealings with the Horde, having been invaded during the Second War by them. Also, now it would seem that Dalaran's situation with the Blue Dragonflight has deteriorated into a war between the two factions. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, play the game and game to play.